Caged Aggression 22 continues, and now we have a matchup between two men who are definitely no strangers to the Caged Aggression octagon. And making his way to that octagon first is Rory Gumby Schwass, 5'8", 170 pounds, fighting out of Moline, Illinois, in Top Shape Gym.
I am not playing. This dude is made of rubber.
Yeah.
And
who is this? Really? Are we about to get some guest commentary from the man, the myth, the legend?
Is this really happening? I don't know if I can keep up with you guys.
Oh. Joining us on the microphones on the ones and twos.
Right.
We got the man in charge of all of this.
Everything.
The Godfather, the pimp of MMA in the Midwest.
No white pants today, though.
Mike Goodwin, everybody.
I'm sure you guys remember when Josh, had his injury and he came back after a year and he fought Bentala. There was a little timidness behind that.
A little bit.
I blame myself for that, though. I wasn't in his corner. It's the first time in a long time that I hadn't been in his corner. But now he's got a new team. He's got Sean in his corner. You know, all the guys from Big Five Power and Conditioning and MMA. You know, guys down at Summit. Man, he's got a great support system. He's focused. He's ready to go. And I'm excited to watch him fight.
Yeah, so here is the aforementioned Josh Neal, 5'11", 170 pounds, fighting out of East Moline, Illinois, in Big Five Power and Conditioning. He enters tonight's action with a pretty impressive record of 8 wins versus 3 losses. So the layoff jitters should be gone from Neal at this point, right?
Yeah, he should probably have that figured out by now. You know, he's had a couple good layoffs. The last one he had was a little long, but, you know, he still showed out. The one that we aforementioned before with Joe Bentala, you know, he did seem like he had a little bit of cage jitters, but I expect him to be ready for this fight.
And Mike Goodwin did him no favors by throwing him in there against Rory Schwass, man.
He never does. He never does anybody favors.
Of course not. Of course not.
Why do you think he puts on the best show in the Midwest?
Stop it. No, you know, I've said it a million times, man. I'm a fan, and we put a lot into these shows, and when it finally all comes together, I mean, what can anybody benefit off of a mismatch, you know? You can't pick them all, especially the debuts, and sometimes the best fights on paper don't play out that way, but I try really hard to make sure that these guys are a fair skill set, and styles make fights. That's why I spent a couple months building the card.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Welterweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 170 pounds. He trains at Top Shape Gym. Joining us from Moline, Illinois, Rory Gumby Schwass. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 175 pounds. He trains at Big Five Power and Conditioning. Joining us from East Moline, Illinois, El Tigre, Josh Neal.
Josh Neal in the blue corner. Your referee for tonight's action is Ben Wilson. Jeremy J.D. Dorsey here on commentary, along with Zach Micklewright and the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Goodwin. Let's watch some fights.
I expect this to be a short feeling out process for both of these guys.
No, I think Rory's going to be extra hungry. Not take anything away. He was out for a while, and he came back and had a fight that, again, was a tough fight back, and didn't go his way. So he's going to be very motivated in this fight.
Quick hands there by Schwass.
And Josh returns with a good 2-3-2 combo there. Good check there. I like how Josh is repping the old school Militich logo on his shorts. Good leg kicks traded by both of these guys.
Both guys getting right in there, not afraid to mix it up. I love seeing that.
Yeah, not at all.
That's what I like. You know, it doesn't matter the layoff. You know, they come back, and that's what I remembered.
Yeah, both these guys are looking good. And, you know, this is one of them, you know, one of these amateur fights that you can say that both of these guys should probably go pro. You know, this is a good bang kick by Josh there, and it looks like Rory's hurt. He pulls guard there. Yeah. Nope. Josh using good posture here, but Rory's got that underhook and he's looking for a sweep here. Josh is going for a guillotine. Got about 25 seconds left. He should definitely try not to gas his arms out. He's got it under his chin, but it's going to be short time here.
Yeah, it was hard to think that he would get it from that position too against Rory.
Nice first round there by both of those guys.
Well, that was a great first round. Josh spent a lot of that time on top on the ground and was doing good work on his feet too.
So heading into round two, man, we got a chance to see Schwass finally get on the ground a little bit. Do you think he's going to be more aggressive at, you know, going for a shot, trying to get Josh down?
He might be, but you know what? Josh might be ready for it now that he got a good look on what he might be trying to do. You know, he didn't really go for the takedown. You know, he went for the jump guard.
Fell into it, yeah.
That's something that was definitely looked down upon inside the Military Fighting Systems room. You pull guard and you definitely got battered with words about that.
Now, to some of the fans who might not know exactly why is that?
You know, coming from a camp where it's predominantly wrestlers, all those guys wanted to do is stay on their feet. So when people were jumping guard, it's just kind of a soft weight ground instead of using a takedown. And you know, typically being on your back is not a good thing. So if you jumping right to your back, then you're just giving the fight away. Good 1-2-3 by Josh there, and he followed up with a jab, body kick.
I've had the opportunity to work with Rory for a long time. He's been an amateur for a long time as well. And you know, what's cool about him is he's always trying to evolve. Everybody knows him as the ground guy, but obviously he's been working on his stand-up. It looks better every fight.
Yeah, his last two fights, he spent a lot of time on his feet.
Hey, he's dunking every time, Doc. He's dunking every time.
I really like to see the improving body of Rory Schwass too. Each time we see him come back in, he's even in better condition.
Yeah, he started out at a pretty high weight class, and now he's back at 70 here. Good 1-2 there, countering the kick from Rory.
Yeah, Neal really using his reach to his advantage right now.
Yeah, both these guys getting real comfortable on their feet. Rory doesn't even seem like he's thinking about getting a takedown or jumping guard. Good combo. Good 4-5 punch combo from Rory there. Not much landed, but it keeps him looking, and it makes it look good in the judges' eyes.
Every time.
Coming up on 1 minute left in the second round of the matchup between Josh Neal and Rory Schwass.
Composure, keep your composure.
Another good combo from Rory. Not much lands, but you know, all it takes is one. Good tie up here. Good body kick again. He's working that well.
Nice stiff jab there by Neal too.
Yeah, but when he throws that jab, he can't put his chin in the air because Rory almost tagged him there. Ooh, good right hook from Josh there. Another good low kick here. Good round.
Yeah,
good round for both of these guys. Both these guys going back to their corners, trying to get good advice from their cornermen.
Everybody talks about cardio, third round. You know, who's got the better, but Zach, you've been in plenty of fights. And what's this like right here when you know, I could be down, I could be up. It's a pretty close fight.
Yeah, it is. You know, going into the third round, you know, I didn't spend a lot of time going to third rounds. I like to finish my fights early and start the celebration, but going into the third round, you know, I mean, you got to empty the gas tank. Whether or not you reserved it or, you know, you're already on E, everything's got to go in the third round because you don't want to leave any punch, you know, unpulled. You know, you gotta fire everything. You got to be firing on all cylinders in this third round.
Yeah, my big question coming into this third round is does Schwass immediately go to try to get this to the ground, because it seems like he's been losing a little bit of the stand-up battles with Neal.
Yeah,
so do you go to what you know, or do you continue to stand up and try to show off your new skills?
It depends on if what he knows is jumping guard. You know, like I was saying earlier, if you're on your back, you're losing a fight typically. And that's not a place you want to be. Josh is powerful on top, and he knows how to stay there.
Lost a mouthpiece there.
Yep. You got to, you know, in this third round, you know, going back to what we were talking about earlier, you have to bet big to win big. So, you know, you're going into the third round and you don't know if it's 1-1 or you're down 2 rounds. You have to let it all hang out. And both these guys are doing exactly that.
Josh, you're up 2-0, baby. Jab him out.
Good inside leg kick and a jab right there from Josh.
Both guys really implementing the jab very well.
Yeah, and it looks like it's finally adding up on Rory's face because his nose is leaking now. Another good body kick.
I don't know. It appears the whole fight he has no interest in going to the ground, which is a little surprising.
Yeah, I mean, he's testing himself. And, you know, we say time and time again that your amateur career is all about experience. And, you know, Sean was saying it earlier, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So maybe this is just him trying something out. Whether he wins or loses, he knows this is a learning experience, and he's getting the best of it.
Definitely.
And I think that win-loss record is something that a lot of amateur fighters really get caught up in.
Absolutely. They really do.
Neither guy's ever really been, you know, they take the opponents that I offer them. You know, they trust me. They know they're going to be tough matches, and both guys, they love this fight.
Absolutely.
Coming up on the final minute here in this matchup between Rory Schwass and Josh Neal. Here at Caged Aggression 22 live from Burlington, Iowa, and the Catfish being Casino.
Oh, good jab, man. The jab is there for him. You know, Rory is throwing great combos, but he seems to be just coming up a little short. Josh's distance is looking great in this fight. Another jab lands. Another jab lands.
30 seconds, Josh. 30 seconds.
Schwass going with a nice jab of his own.
Josh does a little switch stance here. Throws a couple good punches and ends with a kick. Now he's taunting him a little bit. Man, what a fight, these guys.
Let's see these goosebumps right here. This is exactly why I do it.
Josh is getting cocky in here. Excellent
Great
fight
fight.
from both these
Great
guys.
fight.
Neal pretty confident there.
Definitely confident in the decision.
Yeah, impressive showing by him. Impressive showing by him, man.
Absolutely. This is the greatest I've ever seen Josh look.
It appears that time off did not make much of a difference. Right
at
back
all.
where we went.
Yeah, right back at it. What a great fight. Yeah, and you can see in the replay all these combos just seem to be landing for Josh, and Rory misses a lot. You know, like I said, Josh's distance was great. He was just keeping Rory out of range the whole fight and landing at will, especially in the third round. His jab was working perfectly.
I hope you're right. I hope Rory does take this fight, you know, as a learning experience as an amateur. You know, I hope he doesn't get too caught up, because these guys are both top contenders for the amateur belt, but they're probably going to both be pro sooner than later. So I don't know where their focus is right now. But yeah, I hope he takes some stuff from this fight.
And then for him too, you know, it's finding that balance. You know, you might not necessarily want to be known as that one-dimensional guy, but if that dimension is so good that you're going to win darn near every fight, it's really tempting to just go for what you know. But yeah, definitely as an amateur, it's nice to see him in there, you know, obviously working on his craft.
Yeah.
Against a very high-level opponent too.
Training partner, good friend of Josh's. I mean, where do you see he's at? What do you think he should do next?
Man, you know, it's all up to him, really. You got to see how comfortable he is. You know, how confident he feels after this fight. You know, I'll never want somebody to rush him to being pro, but I mean, he's well on his way.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to our judges' scorecard for our decision. All three judges scored this contest 30-27, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, El Tigre, Josh Neal. All right, folks, I'm here with your winner, Josh Neal. Josh, man, what a performance you put on here tonight. Seemed like you came out, picked your shots where you wanted them, and pretty much dictated the whole entire pace of the fight. How do you judge yourself on your performance tonight, buddy?
I say I did okay. I'm always trying to come out here and get a finish, you know, but I always got some tough people that can take it. So, you know, I mean, I felt if I came out here and I did what I wanted to do and put it on him, I knew he kind of started slow, and I just dictated the pace and stayed on him all 3 rounds. I'd come out victorious.
Well, you definitely look much improved from the last time we saw you in the cage. And as far as fighting for that finish goes, you know you fought one of the most durable guys to ever step foot inside the Kama cage, right? So all that considered, great performance. The only thing I gotta ask, and I need you to elaborate on, are we gonna see El Tigre more than once a year in the Kama cage from here on out?
Hey, man, I'm back. I'm back in full force. If everything goes right, man, and I talk to Mike, I'll be going pro in October, and I'll be back in here very soon.
Well, I know I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of other people here in the building are looking forward to that. Anything you want to put together on this before I send you back to the locker room?
Oh, man, honestly, I always thank everybody. I thank my team, my family, everybody that's always supported me. But honestly, man, I had a lot of demons. I had to step away and take care of myself. And basically, for the first time ever, man, this one was just for me tonight, man. I had to prove to myself I could come back and get it done, and I came out.
Well, there you go. I don't disagree with any of that. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, your winner right here, El Tigre, Josh Neal.